Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, and 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, and 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Hello, Shaker Heights Varsity baseball fans, and welcome here to the North Olmsted High School baseball field, where your Red Raiders are getting set for their first game of their OHSAA playoff run. Shaker Heights seated, I believe, at 22 is going up against North Olmsted seated at 19. The winner of this one today going against 17 seeded the North Olmsted Eagles in white and black. And North Olmsted, approximately 1,250 in their enrollment. It's just about similar to the Shaker Heights High School. They've won 4 state championships in the name of their athletics. However, all 4 are in soccer. We'll see how their baseball team can fare. Because the Red Raiders, they have a decent program, whether it be in rec baseball, whether it be in the name of the academics. Shaker has built a name for themselves. But as we are just getting set for the starting pitch, let me give you today's starting lineup. Batting leadoff, it's going to be Andrew Fogarty. He's over in right ear today. Behind him, Flynn Block. And in the 3 and 4, Will Tagan and Nolan James with some power behind him. Will Berglund with power as well in the 5 hole. Right in the middle of the batting order. In 6, it's going to be number 6, Quentin Garnett at 7. Also, number 7, Marcus Birch. He's in left here today. In the 8 and 9, it's going to be George McGinnis, and a aggressive move of putting Casey Robinson as the man to cap off the lineup in number 9. So, the first swing, cut on and missed from Andrew Fogarty, and we are underway here at the North Olmsted High School baseball field. The next offering also cut on and missed. Andrew Fogarty trying to get a party started here with those first two pitches, just not able to get anything going, as he'll get nothing but air. And this next offering, a called strike. And so quickly a 3-pitch strikeout, and that is how you set the tone for the game if you're that North Olmsted man on the mound. Andrew Fogarty set down quickly, and that'll bring up the contact man of Flynn Block. Now this is a guy that can hit it anywhere on the baseball field. And he's normally a guy to get something started in your lineup if the leadoff man just can't get it done, because with the 3 and 4 hole in the name of Will Tagan and Nolan James, those are some big bats, and they really are able to capitalize if you're getting something started ahead of them. The next offering to Flynn, block, cut on, fouled over to that right side. It's in playable territory, and he'll run over to his left and make the grab. The first baseman turning on the Jets and making the play in foul ground. So that brings to the plate in the right-handed hitter's box is going to be Will Tagan. Will Tagan, number 8 on the back. His average, a solid 364. That right down the middle, strike number 1 to him. Will Tagan, someone with power behind his bat, and runs this season for the Red Raiders. The 0-1, just a bit on low, a ball. First time through the order, the Red Raiders getting a lot of called strikes. They're not the case, but first time through the order, regularly see your Red Raiders try to figure out the strike zone, because there are a lot of different umpires in Northeast Ohio, and a lot of them have different strike zones. We have seen wider ones, we have seen taller ones, we have seen oval ones, if we're being honest. The next offering to Will Tagan, and he'll hold off, but you could tell he thought about going for it. But some good plate discipline there. He'll hold off. That'll bring 3 balls to the count. The kick, the pitch, the swing, and the foul over to that left side. We'll do it again. Or I suppose that will add a strike to the count. So that'll bring the count to full. Will Tagan, one of the Red Raider power guys. And if he's looking to send one over, we've got 325 feet to each foul pole, right and left. And to straightaway center, 375, the next offering. Inside, ball 4. And he will rightfully take his jog over to first as Nolan James heads to the plate. And 3, 4, and 5, each big power guys, and that's Will Tagan, who now stands over at first. That's Nolan James up at the plate, and that's Will Berglund on the on-deck circle. The pitch, cut on, fouled back into the backstop. Today we've got a very wide backstop. I know these catchers aren't going to enjoy the fact. Pickoff attempt over at first. Will Tagan back in on a dive. Nolan James, the Notre Dame College commit here in Ohio. The throw on to first. Once again, not successful. But Nolan James looking to rock the blue and yellow. Still here in Ohio, looking to further his baseball career. And the next pitch to him. Cut on and missed. The steal attempt should be successful. The throw over to his right, and he couldn't apply the tag on to his left, and the second baseman going to have to eat that one up, as Will Tagan is in safely, as he will now enter scoring position at second. He'll take his lead. Nolan James still the batter. Will Tagan with a somewhat lengthy lead. The pitch, cut on and missed. The swing and miss will put him down on strikes. And with that, 2 strikeouts in the very first outing for this pitcher number 7. Night goes on, but speaking of strikeouts, see the Red Raider man himself. It'll be Thomas Barrett. We will talk about him more when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We still have 6.5 more innings for you here. Taking the lead. So I'm not sure if that call went through. North just getting their tagging runner home. Oof, that pitch. An unfortunate no strike call from the umpire, but that's just what we're going to have to live with. A ball and no strikes here in this at bat. There's one away. That one will find the strike zone. And we're at an even count. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away. There's 1 man on. He's at second in scoring position for the batter, number 4. The kick, the pitch, fouled back into the backstop. Once again, a long backstop behind home plate. And for base runners, you're going to enjoy that if you want some action on the baselines. But if you are a catcher, you are going to have a tough time. The next offering up high, but swung on into center. Will Tagan ranging in, making the catch, and he has already had an outing here in the bottom of the first. Speaking of defensive ability, let me tell you how the defensive sets up behind Thomas Barrett. Going from right to left is going to be Fogarty in right. At center, it is that man, Will Tagan. In left, it will be Marcus Birch. From first to third, it's going to be the freshman Casey Robinson getting the start. That one's in for a strike. But Casey Robinson handling the duties at first, which is a surprise because he hasn't had a varsity at-bat in what seems like a long time. At second, it's going to be George McGinnis. A big swing and miss, getting strike number 2 of the at-bat. At shortstop is going to be Flynn Block. At third, Will Berglund. And handling the duties behind home plate, it's going to be Quentin Garnett. 0-2, the pitch, fouled back over to that North Olmsted dugout and eventually entering that North Olmsted dugout. Don't worry, it was just a soft tapper. Everyone's all right. 1-0 our score. North Olmsted quickly getting the advantage after the sacrifice fly out to center. This one fouled back over to that right side. Over near that Red Raider dugout. Lefty on righty matchup. The pitch. And to that left side, it'll be fouled off once more. So once again, we'll do it again at 0-2. 2 away. Thomas Barrett looking to limit the damage. 1 run has already come across here in the bottom of the first. This offering. Oh! Tough no strike call there from the ump. But once again, as I say every game, the umpire sees what he sees. He calls what he calls. And there you go right there. But there, a swing and miss. It's in the dirt. Quentin Garnett moving to his right as he's going to make the throw on to first. And there is out number 3. 1 run does come across on the sacrifice fly to center. Shaker, unfortunately, not able to get any offense going in there. Top of the inning, but we'll see if they can get anything going on the top of the second. Will Berglund is due up. Behind him is going to be Quentin Garnett and Marcus Birch when we come back. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We still have 6 more innings left for you here. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're through one, and North Olmsted has the one-run advantage. 1-0 is our score. Standing in is going to be Will Berglund. He's got some power behind the bat. A big swing and miss from him there to open up his at-bat. Will Berglund, in that home affair against this team, North Olmsted, got the go-ahead home run and eventually the game-winning home run to straightaway center. The pitch, down low, an easy take if you're the third baseman, Will Berglund. The kick, the pitch to him. Cut on, fouled over to that right side. Foul. Clearly looking to make contact in this AB. 1 ball, 2 strikes our count. There's nobody out as this is the leadoff man here in the top of the second. And the 1-2 on its way and a big swing and miss. He got him swinging outs already for this man on the mound. 4 at-bats, 4 strikeouts. Or excuse me, 5 at-bats. First pitch down low. A ball to the catcher, Quentin Garnett. Corber. The kick, the pitch, the take down low. 2 straight balls after the strikeout. So far, Corber with 19 pitches. The 20th is on its way. And that's down low once more. 11 strikes to 9 balls, the ratio through 20 pitches. Garnett looking to get something going for his Red Raider offense. Haven't had too much through the first 5 batters. That one just catching the strike zone. And normally with 3 balls and no strikes, you're going to get a pitch to hit, but you never want to pull the trigger, especially at the high school level. The pitch. A swing and miss. So from 3 balls to no strikes to 3 balls and 2 strikes, we're now worked to a full count. So if we're counting it down, it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the payoff pitch to him. Swung on, popped up. That's going to be taken by the shortstop ranging to his left. And for him, that got a little dangerous if you're watching that shortstop make the play, as he seemed a little uncertain as he ranged over to his left. But he will make the play as Marcus Birch will move up to the left-handed hitter's box. Marcus Birch, the left fielder in this one. And we knew coming into this one it would either have been Marcus Birch or Cole Klein. Some sort of 2-out route going. The pitch. The swing and miss. And the baseball goes right off the glove of the second baseman, but the throw will be in time as he picks it off the dirt. Not been able to get anything going through 2 innings of rolling for him. It's 1-0 score, and we will see what brings to the table for his second inning of his outing. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will see how he does when we come back. And thank you very much for joining us. We are getting set for the bottom of inning number 2. Thomas Barrett. He's our starter in this one. Pitcher, righty batter, and the first pitch to him is low and inside, a ball. The batter, Kreider. He's the left fielder for North Olmsted. And this one's fouled back over to the right side for strike number 1. That brings us to an even count at 1-1. Barrett's 20th pitch on its way. And that one's lined into left center. That has power behind it. And a collapsing Will Tagan flashes the glove as he will make the collapsing catch. My goodness, what an athletic play from Will Tagan. And he has had already a busy time out there. And we are only 1 out into the bottom of the second. My goodness. Number 8, Will Tagan, ladies and gentlemen. So Rodriguez stands in. He's a right-handed hitter against Thomas Barrett in a slower but effective pitch as he will watch that one enter into the strike zone for strike number 1 to open up his at-bat. There's now 1 away here in the bottom of the second. North Olmsted up 1-0. That pitch upstairs, Quentin Garnett needing to pop up a little bit to make sure the ball enters the goal. That it does. The pitch, cut on, and that was a half-hearted swing, but it'll carry over into shallow right field. Andrew Fogarty not able to make the play as he is just a little deeper into the outfield. But there you go, a 1-out single for Rodriguez, and though it wasn't the it'll work its magic. He's going to the right-handed hitter in this one. And he'll take one down low. And that offered right down Broadway. Strike number 1 of the at-bat. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And a 1-run ball. 1's up on that scoreboard. The pitch, cut on. Down the third base line, and that's going to be fair, but Berglund has some trouble with it. He'll enter into foul ground, but everyone just stays where they are with the security of their base. Rodriguez for first to second, and Korber going to take his spot at first. So 1 out with 2 men on for North Olmsted. And number 17 is going to be the batter. That's Rios. He's a lefty, but so is the pitcher. Lefty-lefty matchup, and that one's in for strike number 1. Rios, the center fielder, capping off the batting order in the 9-hole. The pitch, and that's going to catch the strike zone once more. Woof! Beauty of a pitch. That's what you like to see more of from Barrett. No balls but 2 strikes on Rios. The offering, and that one's just a bit outside and low, perhaps trying to get him to chase one. Ball 1. Pitched from him, will be down low. Quentin Garnett going to third for the out. But I believe they're calling the runner over at first out anyway. Perhaps some runner interference. But regardless, it'll bring Korber to second and Rodriguez to third. 2 men in scoring position for the Eagles, but keep in mind there's 2 away. High-pressure situation if you're the man up at the plate. And that man up at the plate is De Jesus, the shortstop in this one. A ball and no strikes, but ooh, big swing and miss from him. And that'll move the count to even 1-1. And the 1-1. Oof! Just a bit upstairs, I suppose. Popped up into foul ground over the right side, but that will not be playable as it will roll down the hill. But that'll bring our 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 away. Thank you very much for joining us. We are getting set for the top of inning number 3. Standing in, it's going to be number the baseman in today's affair, George McGinnis. McGinnis normally put in the lineup for his defensive skill, whether it be on the mound or on the infield. There, a big swing and miss from McGinnis to open up his at-bat. McGinnis, the man you can credit for the only time the Red Raiders turned 2 this season. There, a called strike, perhaps a bit inside, but he won't get his call. And the next offering, cut on and missed. He's set down on 3 straight strikes. 1 swinging, 1 called, and once again, 1 swinging. So as he heads back to the dugout, that'll bring up Casey Robinson, the freshman standing in. He's a left-handed batter, and he is a surprise as he enters into the lineup. There, first pitch to him, fouled back over to the left side. Casey Robinson only with 3 at-bats and 3 plate appearances. That's from the Arizona road trip. Here, it's tapped over to the right side. The first baseman grounds it, throws onto the pitcher covering, and he is the second out. So now as he jogs back to the dugout, Andrew Fogarty will stand in, also in that left-handed hitter's box. Shaker, with a solid amount of left-handed hitters, which in high school baseball isn't exactly typical. 2 outs. The first pitch of the at-bat, just a bit outside, and not in the major league reference sense, in the literal sense. Fogarty 0 for 1. He struck out his first time on 3 strikes, just like we just saw George McGinnis do. That pitch upstairs to him. The 2-0 count. Balls, 2 strikes to Flynn Block. The offering. Cut on and missed. It's not caught by the catcher, but 1-2 nothing. We'll see if Thomas Barrett can keep it that way as the left-handed hitter takes the mound once more in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll see how he fares against this North Olmsted offense for 1 more inning when we come back. Thanks for joining. And thank you very much for joining us. we are here for the bottom of inning number 3. And the first pitch will be in for a strike, a beauty of a pitch once more from Thomas Barrett. Thomas Barrett pitched the first 2, of course, as here he is now in the third. They kick the pitch, and another beauty of a pitch. My goodness, he may have found a groove, and that is dangerous if you're that North Olmsted offense. They kick the pitch. The pop-up kept in on the infield. Flynn Block calling off his fellow infielders, and a little dangerous as he looked a little unsure, ranging back just a tad bit more, but he's able to reel it in for the play. And there's out number 1, bottom of the third. Costello is retired. And this next pitch, down low, a ball in this next AB. And a big swing and miss. My goodness, Barrett looking like he's on a roll here in this bottom of the third. Gonna need to get something going, as so far they are hitless through 3. And as head coach Stephen English is gonna talk it over with his team before heading back up to the plate, we'll see what he cooks up when we come back. We'll be right back. And Will Tagan is going to be the leadoff man here in the top of inning number 4, our middle inning, as it has felt like the first 3 have just gone by quick. That first pitch, just outside the strike zone for ball number 1 to open up Will Tagan's at bat. Tagan, James, and Will Berglund due up. They are the primary power guys in the order in the 3, 4, and 5 hole. They're laying off another pitch once more. 2 balls and no strikes. 1-0 is our score. The North Olmsted Eagles, ranked 19th, facing your Red Raiders, ranked 22. The pitch. And that one's right down the middle. You can't exactly argue that one. First strike of the at-bat, 2 balls and 1 strike goes our count. Nobody out just yet, as Will Tagan's our leadoff man here as we begin the 4th. The next pitch from Quarter. Swung on. Can it find the gap? That it cannot, but he can't one-hop it. Will Tagan rounding first. No advancement can be made as it enters into shallow left center. And that third baseman just kicking himself after that one. He should have had that, but just couldn't come up with it. So Will Tagan reaching on, I'm guessing, what is ruled an error. And Nolan James will enter in that right-handed hitter's box. The throw on to first, not in time. Will Tagan taking his lead from first. First pitch of Nolan James's at-bat will not be delivered, but the throw is over the first baseman as Will Tagan advances from first to second as he will move into scoring position. Shaker's got something cooking as that pitcher just threw it away. And the first baseman, Costello, just couldn't do anything about it as even with his hops. Not able to do anything with it there. So Shaker down 1 might have something going for him now. Will Tagan looking to steal that throw. Holy cow, that was a terrible throw as Will Tagan moves in from third, all the way from second to home plate goes. Shaker evens this one up at 101. My goodness, what was that throw? That throw was blatantly atrocious. It must be the nerves. And that next pitch down low. Shaker might be getting in the head of these Eagles. And that's what you like to see. 1-1 now our score as Will Tagan comes in all the way from second. And that one looked a bit inside, not the case. 2 balls, 1 strike goes our count. Nolan James 0 for 1. He was one of the 5 batters to have struck out so far. And that next one down low. 3 balls, 1 strike. James is at bat. He's got some power behind him. We'll see if he can get anything going. 325 to left and right. To straightaway center, it's 375. You never know what Nolan James could be cooking. But that one's down low. He won't have a chance to make baseball the bat contact as he will take his spot over at first. And now, the coach of the North Olmsted team going to make his way from the dugout. He wants to talk this over with his infield and pitcher as the nerves are starting to show. Will Berglund 0 for 1, getting set to become the batter. He struck out his first time up. Will Berglund, the second in strikeouts. He's got 18 to his name up at the plate. Brett Moore, the only one with more at 19. Not exactly substantially more. Moore not in the lineup today as Casey Robinson entered as a unexpected addition. And Will Berglund's first pitch of the at-bat. Cut on this one, a liner in down the third base line it goes. Nolan James rounding first. And oh my goodness, the left fielder couldn't deal with it. And Nolan James all the way from first to home plate as he is ecstatic heading home. And that is what you like to see. Shaker has got something going. A beauty of a double from Will Berglund, and though exactly off the bat it didn't look like it would go for extra bases, but the left fielder had some sort of struggle with it. And these North Olmsted Eagles are just struggling mentally. This one's popped up. That one, unfortunately, not able to get out, but the catcher also not able to come up with it. Fielding has quickly become an area of concern for these Eagles. And if you're a runner in scoring position, that's Will Berglund. The batter's Quentin Garnett. He's got a strike to his name in this at-bat. The next offering. Fouled back once more over behind us and behind the fans as well. No balls, 2 strikes goes our count. There's nobody out just yet here in the top of the fourth, but Shaker has gotten 2 to come across. 2-1 is our score. Your Red Raiders have the advantage. And the pitch, oof, that's going to be a strike called. And Will Berglund back in off the throw from the catcher, but Will Berglund's going to be in standing over at second. He's all right. So as Garnett is retired, Marcus Birch, the left-handed hitter, going to enter in now. That one's foul tipped off the bat and into the glove of the North Olmsted catcher, but nothing doing. It'll only advantage now. Will Berglund taking his lead from second. The pitch, Midu, could have been called a bit outside, but just not the case. The umpire seeing differently from the Red Raider point of view. 53rd pitch from Korber on its way. Swung on, fouled back to that left side near the softball field of North Olmsted, where it is 200 to each foul pole and 225 to straightaway center. Next offering, once again fouled back over to that left side. We'll do it again. No balls, 2 strikes. There's still 1 out. Berglund taking his lead over in scoring position. He's at second. The pitch to Marcus Birch. Cut on and missed, but it's in the dirt. Marcus Birch turning on the Jets, but I do not believe it'll be enough. But Will Berglund advancing from second to third, but they got him anyway. And no Shaker with an effective inning. That's just not the way you want to go down. But Shaker flip-flops the 1-run lead as they entered down 1. Now they're up 1. 2-1 is our score as Thomas Barrett returning to the hill. We'll see if he can have another shutdown inning like his last. We'll see when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. And thank you very much for joining us here at the sunny high school, North Olmsted High School baseball field. That first pitch not able to catch the strike zone, ball 1 as we begin the bottom of the 4th. We're halfway through this one. Shaker up 1 run, 2-1 is our score. This one right to the shortstop of Flynn Block. We'll see if he can recover the throw. Just not going to be in time. Over to Casey Robinson at first. And fielding at this field just hasn't been the same, as each team has struggled to some extent. Now, though North Olmsted, though their home field advantage hasn't exactly shown, as they've had 3 errors, Shaker with now only 2. Here a bunt attempt, right back to the mound for Thomas Barrett, and the left-handed throw to Casey Robinson will be in time. That'll move up the runner to scoring position, Heelan, as Kreider is out number 1. 1 out, 1 man on. He's in scoring position. The 48th pitch from Thomas Barrett on its way. This one swung on down the third base line, foul for strike number 1. Ball and no strikes to begin Rodriguez's at bat. He's 1 for 1. Rodriguez, many of the Eagles to pick up a single their first time around. The pitch. Foul tipped into the glove of Quentin Garnett. Strike two. No balls, two strikes. A pitcher's count. The offering just outside. Trying to get him to chase. Nothing wrong with that. So now he's past 50 pitches. The 52nd is on its way. A tapper foul to that left side to the man in the on-deck circle. So we'll do it again at a ball and two strikes. There's one out with a man in scoring position. That man in scoring position is Heelan. North Olmsted down a run. The pitch, this one, foul just left of that third base line once more, as Rodriguez is enjoying fouling these off over to that left side. The hope is that he just gets tired of it. So we'll do it once more at a ball and two strikes. The pitch. And that's good contact. That'll get through the gap. The throw in too quickly. They would have gotten Heelan if he tried to advance all the way home. But with that, it'll put the runners at the corners with only one away. So it'll bring the Red Raiders to an opportunity to turn two, but they've only done it once this season, so it's not exactly a reliable bet. That pitch upstairs, a ball. Corber 0 for 1. He's the pitcher for North Olmsted. He's pitched 4 innings and 56 pitches, 36 of which are strikes, 20 are balls. That one in for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. Thomas Barrett not liking Heelan's lead from third. He'll step off the base, but now it looks like he is time for the offering, and the swing and miss is picked up. The man from first, Rodriguez, is going to steal second with ease. No throw from Quentin Garnett as no advancement is hoping to be made from third by Heelan. That one just not going to catch the strike zone. Ball 2. Back to an even count, 2 and 2. Heelan at third. It's Rodriguez at second. The batter's Corber. That pitch going to get away from Quentin Garnett. But he definitely swung. Garnett going to track him down to tag him on the first base line because he's not going to want to throw to Casey Robinson. Doesn't want to throw coming back to home plate, as Rodriguez had the chance to take that third run. But that's not the case. Two to 2 goes our score. And doof. Yeah. Head coach Stephen English arguing that since it was a strikeout, the runners couldn't advance, but the umpire saying it was a check swing and he held off. But that'll bring 2 outs to the table. Or excuse me, that's not 2 outs to the table. It'll be ball 4. Excuse me. As the runner was still batting. So with that payoff pitch, bringing ball 4, head coach Stephen English wanting to regroup with his starting man on the mound, Thomas Barrett, and also his infield. That infield consists still of Casey Robinson at first, George McGinnis at second, Flynn Block handling the duties between third and second, and over at third, Will Berglund. Stephen English said what needs to be said, and we will see if it's enough. It's runners at the corners with one away in a now, once again, tied ball game. The pitch swung on. Double play ball to second, but the throw not in time at first. Flynn blocks throw just not in time at first, and that'll move the run in safely from third. Rodriguez represents run number 3 for the North Olmsted Eagles. They'll take the 3-2 lead. But now there's 2 away with 1 man on. That's Rios. This one fouled over to the left side for strike number 1. Rios, the center fielder, capping off the batting order for the men in white and black. And some orange in there as well. Rios with his throw on to first, not in time. Rios back in on a dive. De Jesus, the batter. He's 1 for 2, but a big swing and miss won't help the cause. No balls and 2 strikes goes our count. De Jesus, the leadoff man, handling the duties between second and third on the defensive side of things. Pickoff throw once again not in time. Rios taking an uncomfortable lead over at first. The kick, the pitch for Thomas Barrett in a liner into center. Will Tagan raging to his right, and never doubt Will Tagan. Will Tagan has just had a day out in center, and it's not stopping there, as he will make the play for out number 3, and we are through 4. We've got 3 more to go. Shaker need to get something going on offense as we continue the very first game of the OHSAA, very first playoff game for your Red Raiders. We'll see if they can come away victorious or if they're going to be sent home early. But we're just not hoping that's the case. When we come back, we'll see what the Red Raider offense can do. And thank you very much for tuning in. Standing up at the plate, it's going to be Nemo Crosby, number 12 for your Red Raiders. He subbed in to bat for George McGinnis. Crosby had 5 plate appearances against Maple Heights yesterday, but couldn't get anything going, so he's entering now with a 0.000 average. We'll see what Crosby can do. 3-2 is our score. The pitch to Crosby. Fouled back into the cage. Perhaps trying to check his swing, as that swing was not a full one. And he'll start off his at-bat with 0 balls and 1 strike. The next offer. Bit down low ball. Crosby getting his first varsity at-bat against a non-league opponent. Shaker with their 2 victories against Maple Lights yesterday, staying undefeated in the Lake Erie League and ending their season undefeated in the Lake Erie League. With 6 other teams besides Shaker, you get 2 against each, and they won every single contest. They're a big swing and miss from Nemo Crosby. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're with an even count with nobody out. The next offering to Crosby. Ooh, called down on strikes. You felt that one was just a bit too inside, but not the case. The umpire sees what he sees. He calls what he calls. There you go, right there. That's going to bring up C.J. Landrum, also getting subbed in here today. That pitch just catching the inside half of the plate, I suppose. He's also had 5 plate appearances, 4 at-bats, and in 2 of them, he's been able to rack up some hits. That comes with 1 single in the first game of the doubleheader and 1 double in the second game of the doubleheader. C.J. Landrum now with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. There's 1 away. A big swing and miss. Got him chasing up high. Fogarty in the on-deck circle. Looking to get something going, but hopefully with a man on base. It all depends on C.J. Landrum here. But right down the middle, and he won't pull the trigger. And the 2 new JV to varsity bats called down on strikes. So 2 away now, as here we are in the top of inning number 5. Fogarty looking at the first pitch to him. And the next offering, cut on and miss. That'll even our count. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1, a bit inside. Fogarty getting his elbow in. Two balls, 1 strike. That pitch outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. One pitch away from getting a 2-out walk. The question is, can he get just that? 3-1 the count. The pitch outside, ball 4. So Fogarty, our right fielder in this one, who is 0 for 1, but now with 2 walks, could get something going for your Shaker Heights Red Raiders with 2 away in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Flynn Block. He's the right-handed hitter, the contact guy, but for the moment he's sitting 0 for 2. That throw, just a bit up high, not able to apply the tag in time. Fogarty asking for time. It's granted as he stands up after stealing base number 2. So now with the man in scoring position, it's a big opportunity here for Flynn Block. And the 72nd pitch from Corber will be a tapper to short. Double catches, and the throw to first is on time. So Shaker only with 6 more outs to work with on offense, and they're going to need to get something going. But for the moment, they're going to have to keep the score the way it is. as it'll be Thomas Barrett returning to the mound for inning number 5, and we'll see if he can have another shutdown inning, just not like his last inning. We'll see what he can do when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th. And we're here for the bottom of the 5th inning. Shaker with only 6 more outs to work with on offense, but on defense, Shaker is going to have to keep it the way it is. There, right to the freshman Casey Robinson, but just not able to get baseball to his glove, I suppose. So the leadoff man is in off the error. That's Costello taking his spot at first. The next pitch of the next at-bat in for a strike. Thomas Barrett hopefully grabbing a bounce-back pitch. The 0-1. Right to Flynn Block. He's not going to throw back on to first. A hefty lead from Costello, but the out is made and Costello's back in over at first. So Shaker going to have to stay content with that 1 out and 1 man on situation. 67 pitches from Barrett. 68 is on its way, and it's inside a ball. Zada, the batter. And there's a liner in the left. That'll get down for Marcus Birch, and he fumbles with it. But now the throw on the third. But Berglund pulled off the bag as he won't be able to apply the tag. So with that base knock, the end result is going to be runners at the corners. Zada at first, Costello over at third. He's in scoring position. He would be that 4th run for North Olmsted if it gets to that point. The first pitch upstairs, a ball. Heelan, the batter, number 10, the number on the back of his jersey. He's 0 for 2 so far today. The 1-0, a tapper to short. Flynn Block gonna have to throw across the diamond, but he's safe at first. The throw just not in time. And so far, a lot of these throws from Block just haven't had the necessary power behind them, as these runners have just been able to beat him out left and right. So that will bring the Eagles to a 2-run lead. It's the largest lead we've had here in this ball game. And it may not seem like much, but it has been a relatively close game against the 19 and 22 seed. The kick, the pitch from Thomas Barrett. Cut on, fouled over to that right side, near the homes over near that right side. The next offering. That's inside. That's going to get him. That'll bring the bases to loaded. And Thomas Barrett with some signs of fatigue at this point as Rodriguez, the bat that has gone 2 for 2, is back up in the right-handed batter's box. Barrett with a 74th on its way. This one in the left field. That's got some power behind it. And it'll one hop for the ground rule double. Bring in 2 more for North Olmsted. Six to 2 now, our score. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. The kick, the pitch from Barrett. Swung on, that's going to find the gap between second and short. That'll bring 1 more run in, but the man over at third gonna hold where he is with the security of third, as Rodriguez gonna be that man over at third. At first, it's going to be Korber, as runners are now at the corners in a now 5-run ball game with 1 out. The pitch. Strike 1. An 0-1 count to open up this at-bat to Rios. Rios 0 for 2, but at this moment, these base knocks have been contagious. And that one able to find the gap. There you go. Contagious indeed. As that will be the 8th run, and now the 5th run of this 5th inning. Not an inning to remember if you're Thomas Barrett, and that'll bring head coach Stephen English out to the mound for the mound visit. And it looks like they are going to leave the junior Thomas Barrett in on the hill. And hopefully English's talk can get Shaker back into some sort of groove, though now they're down 6. Rio stands at first. At second, it's Korber. The batter, De Jesus. He's 1 for 3. Number 2, the number on the back of his jersey. And that pitch just a bit outside. Ball number 1. And the next offering. Cut on and missed a big swing and miss. And with that strike, that'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. 8 to 2 now our score with 2 men on at first and at second. This one fouled back into the cage. Barrett now with 80 pitches, 59 of which are strikes. The remaining 21 are balls, but there's another strike as that one's fouled back and over the cage. 60 strikes from Thomas Barrett. And he has just been attacking these hitters, which is one way to do it. This one, a tapper over to Flynn Block. The throw on to second in time, but the throw to first will not be in time. That'll move runners to the corners as Rios is out at second. Our score remains 8 to 2. But it has been an efficient inning of North Olmsted offense. That pitch just a bit inside. But 5 runs have come across here in the bottom of the 5th. And it really just comes from who's out hitting the other. In the name of hits, North Olmsted has had 8, Shaker only with 1. And that's really just the name of the game. Shaker also has more errors with 4, while North Olmsted has stayed at 3 for some time now. This pitch, inside. Two balls, one strike to Costello. Costello, 143, number 20, the number on the back of his jersey. And that has some good contact behind it as that'll bloop its way into shallow center. The throw to Flynn Block. But 2 runs have already come across, and it looks like Stephen English has had enough of this inning, as it has just been an excruciatingly long inning of Red Raider defense. And Thomas Barrett pitched well up into that 5th, where he then lets 7 come across. And that comes off of 10 runs in totality off of the 9 hits. George McGinnis looks like he will come on in relief as Brett Moore will take the infield over at second. And as McGinnis gets his warm-up throws, we will be right back. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back to continue the bottom of the 5th. And we're back. George McGinnis, the new pitcher for the Red Raiders, as he will find the strike zone quickly as the at-bat begins with strike number 1. The batter 0 for 3. And there, a brutal swing and miss for strike 2. Costello, the one man on. He's over at first for North Olmsted. That won't get to strike zone. Trying to get him to chase is McGinnis. And there, a swinging strike, and George McGinnis will quickly work his magic and get out number 3 on that single strikeout. We'll see if George McGinnis continues his pitching outing on defense. But for the moment, Shaker with some work to do, as now they find themselves down 8 after that bottom of the 5th. So as we enter the top of the 6th, we'll see what they can do when we come back. Nolan James going to be the leadoff man when we come back. And correction as we enter the top of the 6th. It's George McGinnis to lead off the inning. Number 8, the number on the back of his jersey. And Will Tagan has the opportunity to get something going for this Red Raider offense. And they desperately need it, as after that bottom of the 5th, they find themselves down 8. A beauty of a field from the third baseman, as that was a rocket through the infield. But the throw across the diamond in time. And there's out number 1. Quickly, 1 pitch, 1 out. In the top of the 6th, Shaker with only 5 more outs to work with on offense. And they find themselves down 8. First pitch to James will be held off. Nolan James entering in 0 for 1, but he's walked through his offensive outing. Corber's pitch in on right center in the outfield. The play is made. Not too much noise behind that swing, as it was just an easy fly out for Rodriguez to make. As quickly there are 2 outs in the top of the 6th. They'll bring up Will Berglund. He got that go-ahead home run last time against North Olmsted at home, and a big swing and miss like that. He's looking to go deep once more. Though Will Berglund doesn't have the chance to take the lead with the swing here, he has the opportunity to get something going, but that one just a bit too elevated. It had the power, but just too much elevation, as it'll go down as another simple fly out for the right fielder Rodriguez. So quickly, 3 outs in the top of the 6th. I feel like that was the quickest half inning we've seen of Red Raider offense. And Shaker, only with 3 more outs on offense. George McGinnis returning to the mound for the bottom of inning number 6. And we will see what he can do when we come back. Just needing to keep it where it is. Unfortunately, where it is an 8-run deficit. When we come back. Wasn't it a 1, 2, 3? And thank you very much for joining us. Shaker only with 3 more outs left on offense. They find themselves down 8 at the North Olmsted High School baseball field. And the first pitch to the catcher, Quentin Garnett, swung on a liner over to right. The right fielder's under it, and the catch is easily made by Rodriguez. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Shaker just hasn't found any sort of groove on offense. And that hasn't changed with the swing there. Marcus Birch, the batter. He's the left-handed hitter. And he's the left fielder today. The first to him. Down low, a ball. Birch 0 for 2. He's struck out once. And that pitch, oof, looked like it could have been a tad outside. Not the case. The umpire seeing differently. A ball and a strike with 1 out to Marcus Birch. This one over to left, and the left fielder ranging in for out number 2. Shaker down to their final out of the season. They're down 8. And unless miracles are indeed true, or do indeed happen, this one very well might be over. Cole Klein, the batter, he's the left fielder. First pitch to him down low. Braden White up behind him on the on-deck circle. Neither of these two were in the starting lineup. And the next offering in there for a strike to Cole Klein. That'll even us up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shaker down to their final out here in the postseason. That pitch upstairs to Cole Klein. Cole Klein technically with a home run to his name, but that was in a non-fenced field. So he just kept running until he came all the way home. That pitch, oof. That looked low and away, but umpire seeing differently, I suppose. And Shaker down to their final strike. That pitch away once more. That one looked just about the same, but once again, that umpire seeing differently. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Shaker down to their final strike. The payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. Shaker stays alive. And Braden White will come up to the plate as the batter. Shaker, you never know, could get some sort of rally going. But we'll see. No mistakes can be made. Cole Klein with his lead off of first. The first pitch to Braden White fouled back into the cage. Shaker still down to that final out with 2 away in the top of the 7th. Braden White, the catcher, sometimes the designated hitter. And the next offering to him. Ooh, just a bit up high. You know he wanted to go around, but some good plate discipline. Said no thank you. So we did hold off. 1 ball, 1 strike to Braden White. The pitch. Cut on and missed. Cole Klein going to be in standing, stealing second. And now once again, Shaker down to their final strike. Braden White, the batter, the right-handed hitter. 1-2, the count. 2 away, the pitch. And that's got some power behind it. Out to center The center fielder is under it, and the flyout is made. And Shaker goes down in their very first playoff game in the OHSAA region. They fall 10-2 to the North Olmsted Eagles, and the Eagles seated at 19, going forward to play seated 17 Lakewood. And that will be a competitive game. We, of course, won't be streaming that, but the Red Raiders, your Red Raider season has drawn to a close with that final out. 10-2, our final. But before we wrap up this ball game, I'd like to give some thank yous to those who made these streams possible. And firstly, I'd like to thank the athletic department, of course, for taking me on and allowing me to do this in the first place, giving me the equipment, giving me the allowance to do this. So thank you very much to Michael Babnick, Mark Eaney, and everyone in the athletic department. I'd also like to thank head coach Stephen English and the assistant coaches of the Red Raider baseball squad for letting me come with the baseball team to these events and letting me stream and commentate and just talk to them about the game, getting to know the game more and expressing that to you Red Raider fans. So thank you again to the Red Raider baseball coaches. And with that, I would also like to thank, of course, the team. They entertain me on the bus rides here. They are just fun to watch when they play, and I am honored to commentate them, and I will continue to do so for my remaining years of high school. So thank you to everyone who made this season possible, and we will see you next season. My name is Vaughn Ullum, signing off. We will see you next season.